Hello, Sunnyside. The good Lord certainly knows how to get our attention. There are so many things that's taking place. I just hope you're watching the news and are looking through your newspapers, because I'm just not going to even try to begin to touch on all of them. But there are some things that I do want you to be aware of, some things that I do want you to know. First of all, your taxes. Make sure you file your taxes by tomorrow, by May 17th. I have a friend of mine that always uses that last day to file her extensions. So again, if you have not done your taxes, file your extensions even by tomorrow. Note also that this time, if you file your taxes and you earn less than $75,000, then you can expect to get at least $600 from the state of California. Okay, so that might be an added incentive for filing your taxes this time. Just be aware of that. Whenever I come to church, I will often see things sitting on the sidewalk somewhere, all right? And they're just kind of sitting there. It's as if you want this, come and get it. But at the same time, it really does not add to the look of your community. So I came across these forms, these items, and it's something that you may want to consider using. Free pickup of large, bulky items. If you will just call the number 311, listen to what the operator says, and then talk to them and let them know your concern. And these items can be picked up free of charge. If you can also call the number 1-800-773-2489. Again, 1-800-773-2489. When I taught middle school, I shared that number with children and told them, again, you can help your community look better. If there's something that's sitting out and it bothers you, it disturbs you, feel free to make that call. All right? All right. The USAC, do I qualify? That is Universal Service Administrative Company, okay? Get emergency broadband services, okay, free of charge. In order to find out whether or not your household qualifies, first of all, your income must be at or below 135% of the federal poverty guidelines. You can qualify if your children participate in the free food or reduced lunch program at school. You qualify if you use SNAP, Medicaid, or other programs. If you have experienced a substantial loss in income, please do know then that help is available. So again, you can apply by going to getemergencybroadband.org/do I qualify / okay? Just be aware, help is available. Another thing to be aware of, free internet for students, okay, is an ongoing project that's being offered by the mayor's office. It is called Angelino Connectivity Trust. The project seeks to connect LA students to a hotspot for free 100% GB. What is GB? Gigabytes, okay, of yearly internet service for up to 5 years. Now, to qualify, the students must live or attend a school in the city of Los Angeles. If you are experiencing homelessness, if you are part of the foster care system, if you have a disability, or if you lack internet service, and you're not already, if you do not already have a hotspot that's being provided by LAUSD. Now, how do you sign up? First of all, call the number, get ready, 1-213-228-7393. That is Angelino Connectivity Trust Hotline. And that's for the Los Angeles Public Library. When you call that number, leave a voicemail and expect to receive a call back, okay? And in talking with the librarian, they will help you go through the form that needs to be filled out. And then you'll be instructed by the librarian where to come or where to go to actually pick up that device. Just be aware, that is the Angelino Connectivity Trust. The number again is 1-213-228-7393. And as I said any number of times before, sometimes the information that I'm sharing is not necessarily for you, but it might benefit someone that you know. So do feel free to pass it on. Things are changing as it pertains to COVID-19. I think the last thing I heard is that LA County is now in the yellow tier. So that means movie theaters, restaurants, fitness centers, places of worship, some of them, okay, are back, and they are open up to a 50% capacity. At the same time, museums, zoos, aquariums, retail stores, hair salons, barbershops, playgrounds, and malls are open with some modification. In listening to President Biden, he suggested that you get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do, okay? Note also that these shots, these vaccinations are available for ages 12 to 16, okay, and even up. If you are between that range, 12 to 16, as you go for your shot, you do need to be accompanied by a parent or accompanied by an adult. Note also that some 583,000 people have died. So note that COVID-19 is no joke. Again, there is a rollback, okay? So don't get it twisted. If you have been fully vaccinated for at least 2 weeks, you've had your second dose of those series that have 2 doses, or you've had 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson at least 2 weeks ago, then you may go without your mask inside and out, especially if you are talking or communicating with other individuals who have been vaccinated also. At the same time, please just be careful and do what is in your best interest. Do know that there is an election that's taking place this Tuesday. It's for Assembly District 54, okay? And it is to fill an unexpired term. That is really, it's a single issue on the ballot this time. So if you're in District 54, please, on Tuesday, make sure that you go out and vote. There are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 people running for this unexpired term, okay? And if you do live in that section, in that area, you should have already received your sample ballot. You should have also received your official ballot, okay? And because it is an election, chances are you have been bombarded with information telling you who you should consider voting for. Again, the choice is yours, but please do take the time and vote. At the same time, I'm often hearing how we're experiencing a period of Jim Crow. We're going back to the Jim Crow era, All right, so here's our Black history lesson. Okay, who was it? You know, who was Jim Crow? Jim Crow was a blackface minstrel character created by a white stage performer named Thomas Daddy Rice in the 1820s. Rice was from New York, and he played this character for laughs. And white audiences just simply loved him, seeing Jim Crow as an accurate representation of an inferior race. As minstrel shows became all of the rage, Jim Crow entered the popular culture and inspired the spread of racial stereotypes about blacks. The character's name became attached to some of the many legal and social measures meant to subjugate African Americans and guarantee white dominance. Okay, so just be aware that if you will go online, there is an online exhibit at the New York Historical Society called Black Citizenship in the Age of Jim Crow. Really, really fascinating. Take the time to look through that. It covers some of the things that we are really experiencing now. It talks about how voter suppression works. Today, there is no grandfather clause. And let me stop you and tell you, the grandfather clause was, if your grandfather voted, okay, then you can vote. All right? During that time also, there were literacy tests. Okay, you had to pass a test. And the one that was given the test was the one that decided whether or not you passed the test or not. Okay? There was also, you had to pay. There was a poll tax. Okay, but many of the same tricks and games that were played during the Jim Crow era, they're really being played now in our present elections. So just be aware that some 47 states have come up with ways so that we are not able to vote. Just do know that. As I was looking through some things, I came across this booklet, The Longest Struggle, and it was put out by the NAACP, and I had to just start reading parts of it. It says, in the violence-ridden South of the 50s and 60s, scores of NAACP leaders were grievously maimed or lost their lives in the battle for the ballot. That means in order to get us to vote. Even after federal intervention, the decade of the difficult and highly dangerous work was necessary to generate black voter registration and to educate as well as to motivate black citizens new to the political process. It went on to list some of the people who lost their lives just by serving in the NAACP. People such as Harry T. Moore, 1951, from Mims, Florida. He was the field secretary of the NAACP. George Lee, 1955, Belzoni, Mississippi, the president, NAACP branch. Medgar Evers, 1963, Jackson, Mississippi, the field secretary. He was getting out of his car, getting ready to go inside his home where he was actually assassinated. James Chaney, Andrew Goodman, Michael Schwerner in 1964. These were students who went to Philadelphia, Mississippi to register people to vote. They were members of SNCC, Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. They lost their lives. Mrs. Viola Luiso, Reverend James Reeb, okay, in 1965, Selma, Alabama. They were civil rights workers. Vernon Dahmer, 1966, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, president of the NAACP branch. Finally, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., president of SCLC. Again, people have really lost their lives. The price has already been paid. All you have to do today is fill out a simple form, okay? Really, stick it in the mail if you choose, okay? The price has already been paid. Please do vote. Please do vote. And as I close out, just do know it is really important that you remember the fact that COVID is still real. Everyone has not been tested. Everyone has not received the shots. So continue to wash your hands. Please continue to self-distance, okay? Please continue to wear your mask, especially if you have not received your shot, because you don't know the people around you if they have received theirs or not. Whenever possible, please do stay at home. And when the Lord puts it on you to pick up that phone and call and tell someone you were thinking about them, again, you might just be the medicine that they need at that time. God bless you.